And to follow up on the Let's Draw a Dog video, I thought we would draw today a cat. Be a good follow-up, I think. Now we're going to get started the same way as we did the dog drawing by using some basic shapes. And those basic shapes very often are circles. Okay, we're going to use our number 2 pencil. Now remember, yours is probably going to be yellow. Mine's a little more of a specific art pencil, but it's okay. Any pencil you can find is going to work for this. And again, any piece of paper you can find, as long as you have permission to use it, is going to work great for this. Now remember, I'm going to start off using the magic wand grip, just like this, instead of the writing grip. We'll use that a little bit later to do some detail, but to get started, we're going to use the magic wand grip. Leave a little pencil sticking out past your fingertips. Now I'm going to get started here. Towards the lower part of the page, I'm just going to draw a circle lightly. Remember, always draw lightly at the beginning. So I start by moving my pencil in the circular motion. And once I feel like I've got the shape going, then I'm going to touch the tip to the page. And I can keep making more lines until I have the circular shape that I want, as long as I'm drawing lightly. It doesn't matter if I have extra lines. Very light pressure, circular shape. Okay, this is actually going to be the lower part of the cat, remember? He or she is going to be sitting down. Now, up and over to the right, I'm going to draw a smaller circle, maybe about half the size. This is representing the upper part of the cat's body, the shoulder area. Don't worry, you'll catch it as we keep drawing. Now, just like in the dog drawing, I'm going to connect these two circles with a curvy line. In the dog drawing, to do the back of the dog, we kind of went in this direction. This time, I'm going to do a curvy line like this. Nice and easy, nice and smooth, very light. Keep going over it till I have the right line rather. Now let's connect these circles on this side as well with a curvy line going in this direction. At this point, you might be able to imagine that this is the body of a cat. The lower foot's going to be down here, and the foreleg is going to be up here. But before we get into that, let's continue on with finding where the head is going to be. Remember, we want to get all the basic elements in place using basic shapes before we start doing other more complicated details. So, here we go. I'm going to do another circle that's smaller than this one, above this circle and a little bit forward. Not very much though. And this is going to be a basic shape to show where the cat's head is. So again, a little bit smaller circle here. Just a basic shape to show the skull of the cat. We're going to add more detail soon, but not quite yet. Okay, now let's connect this cat's head to the cat's body by indicating the neck. And we're just going to do a line that goes back like that for now. Later, we're going to add some more shape to that. And out front, we're going to do the same, like this. Notice I'm drawing lightly, using the magic wand grip for the pencil. Okay, I think I like this so far. I think we're getting it. Let's do this. To make this look even more like a cat at this point, let's continue working on the head a little bit. I want to add some more features. Now, that's the basic shape of the cat's head. But it doesn't look like a cat's head yet. So let's see. I'm going to add kind of a horizontal line at the top here. Don't know if you can see that. I'll darken it in a little bit. Remember, I add more line on top and it gets darker. Now, this is a little tricky, but let's see. We're going to go like this. And now I'm going to draw kind of a triangular shape. And then I'm going to do a rounded shape like this. What I'm indicating here is the cat's face. This is kind of the cat's skull, but this is showing the cat's face. So it's basically a straight line across the top, an angled line down the front, and then a rounded. I am going to shift my grip here a little bit because I can't really turn my page into a better position. Still drawing lightly, I'm going to draw a nicer little curvy line like that. Now hopefully this is beginning to look a bit more like a cat's face to you. I'm going to do one more feature to make this really look like a cat, and that is that I'm going to add a triangle up here for an ear. Okay, just a quick triangle. Later on, I can come back and change the look of it. You'll notice that it's not a perfect triangle. This back side of the triangle is a little curvy and the front side's kind of straight. We're going to leave it like that for now and then come back to it like I said. Okay, let's get on to the lower part of the cat here. I want to indicate some legs and feet. And the way I'm going to do that first is to draw a light horizontal line right at the bottom of the cat to indicate where the floor or the grass or the ground or the sidewalk is that the cat is sitting on. That way, I'll know that the cat's feet line up when I do go to draw them. Okay, now, the cat's foot is going to be almost directly under its head. When cats sit, they usually sit very straight upright. Their back is a little rounded like that. But their leg, and I can draw a straight line here for the center line of the leg, is going to be kind of under their head. Now, just like we did with the dog's front leg, I'm going to turn this into kind of a triangle. I'm going to widen it, and I'm going to turn it into a thin triangle like this. Okay? Now to show the paw, I'm going to draw a little tiny rectangle like that. Can you see it? I'm drawing very lightly. I can change the size and the shape of it later, but it's just a very basic shape to show me where the cat's foot is. Let's do the cat's back leg and paw next. I'm going to do another little rectangle. This one's going to kind of be half triangle, half rectangle. That's just a basic shape to tell me where the cat's back foot is. Okay, we're getting there. Can you guys see the cat now? I hope so. Okay, what is the last major element that is missing from this drawing to show that this is a cat? That's right, it's the tail. Now the tail could be tricky because you want to get just the right shape. So let me think. Okay. I think that the cat's tail is probably almost as high as its head. So there's the top of the cat's head. There's a line showing over here where the top of the cat's head would be. I'm going to make the shape of the tail look like an S. See that? And I made it connect down here like that. Okay, at this point, I think I like it. I think I might have made it too long though. I'm going to make the end of the tail be right here. Now we know that a cat's tail is wider than this. So I'm going to make this wider by adding a second line next to it. Drawing lightly so I can change my marks without being worried about anything. And I'm going to make the end of the cat's tail kind of round. And down here, I think I'm going to make it very simple and connect like this. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to take a moment to look at it though. There's something I don't like about the tail. You know what? I think I'm going to take a moment to change it. At this stage, I can use an eraser. Now, I have one of these erasers, but you might have one on the end of your pencil. It doesn't matter. At this point, if you've been drawing lightly, it's okay to use an eraser. I'm going to erase this part of the cat's tail because I just don't really like the shape. Something about it feels like it just sort of feels like it's too far away from the cat's body. Let me redraw that. I think I like that better. What do you guys think? Okay. Now, at this point, we can quickly start to finish this drawing up. At this point, all the main shapes are in place. We've added a lot of outside contour lines. Now I can look at the drawing and decide what's working and what's not working, and I can erase a little bit. In this case, I feel like there might be something not quite right about the cat's face. I think that it's maybe a bit too long. I'm going to erase it. Don't get worried. You may have done a better job with yours, and you may like it better and want to keep it that way. Use my brush. I'm going to do the same lines. I am shifting grip at this point, but still drawing lightly. Okay, I think I like that better. I'll make sure to remove a little bit more of my previous marks. I think that the problem I had with the other face shape is that to me, for some reason, it looked a bit too much like a squirrel. And this one looks a bit more like a cat. At this point, I'm satisfied with all the basic parts of my drawing. I'm going to quickly go through and finish up the outside lines and make everything just the way I want it. I'm going to start back here. Now, notice I've shifted my grip, still not digging in too hard. I'm going to turn these lines into really nice little curves. Like that. Like this. So you see I'm just going over my light lines with darker, more confident lines that I like better. Under here. Yep, maybe over here, the cat's neck. I want a nice round shape there. I like that, that's good. The cat's face. Top of his head. Let's work on this ear quickly. I'm going to give it a little more curve. Like that. You can even do another line next to it to make it look like the inside of the ear. I'll save some of this line. Now, let's work on that front leg. Okay. Like that. I think I like that. Back here, I'm going to give that a little more shape. And I'm going to turn this rectangle into a little bit more rounded paw-like shape. Like that. That might be a little bit too big. I think I'm going to erase some of it. I think a cat's paw is a little smaller than that. Cats have very small, delicate paws. Let's try that. Back here, we'll just round this off. We're using very basic, simple outlines here. And let's see. Let's do this. And we can bring this line up here to show that the cat's leg comes into its body. Okay, now at this point, I'm going to use my eraser and I'm going to clean up the lines that I don't want anymore. Now, incidentally,